And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chichi. How we doing, cuz?
Good, man.
What's going on?
World Series champ. We got a World Series
Dude.
champ, man.
Let's go. Congratulations to the Texas Rangers. Bruce Bochy and the boys. Corey Seager, Marcus Semien. Incredible, man.
Unbelievable. You know what?
11-0.
11-0.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. You know, I was thinking, like, the season just ends so abruptly. Like, it's like such a strange feeling. Like, when the game was over, it's like, oh, there's no more baseball. There could have been 3 more baseball games, and that's it. It's over. It's done. See you next year. It
Yeah.
freaks me out sometimes.
It's so, Chinch, it's so funny you said that. I had that thought yesterday. I think I have it every year when I look at it because it's such a long season for players. Even when you don't make the postseason, you're like, oh, man, I just want to go home. You literally just want to go home.
Yeah.
Those guys play an extra month. When they were celebrating on the field, probably about 5 minutes after the game was over, you're watching the TV and everybody's walking around. There's no doubt, because I remember it. I remember getting when we lost in Game 5 to the Cardinals in St. Louis. I remember thinking, well, at least I get to go home. So it's like it's such a weird thing. I know the Diamondbacks, obviously you're crushed that you didn't win, but in your mind too, you're thinking, well, I get to go home tomorrow. And that's what the Rangers are thinking too. They're like, it's over. I get a chance to go home and enjoy the off season, So there's so many emotions that go through, but to see the Rangers do what they did, I mean, just going 11-0, first title ever in 52 years. And you go back to the 2010-2011 World Series, those heartbreakers with Josh Hamilton, David Freese in St. Louis. Bochy's first World Series title was against the Rangers in 2010. And there was so much emotions watching them win. And good for Chris Young, dude. Good for Chris Young. And I think the one thing, Chinch, we talked about the other day, I know when Chris Young brought in Corey Seager and Marcus Semien and really threw the pitch to him of, hey, listen, guys, we're going to win here. We're going to put money in. We got Globe Life Stadium coming, brand new place. Our owners want to win, and we're going to find a way to do it. We're going to go get the pitching we need, all that stuff. And Eovaldi was saying that too. A big reason he came there was Chris Young was like, listen, look at our lineup. We're ready to win. We need pitching. So went and got DeGrom, went and got John Gray, went and got Eovaldi, went and got, Heaney, went and got these. I just started stockpiling pitching, right? But when you go back to it, Chinch, when it's all said and done and you look at this title run, when they signed Marcus Semien and Corey Seager, there's your key right there. Because you got Corey Seager turns out to be the MVP of the World Series again, right? Which is incredible. And I said it before this series started that Marcus Semien was going to be a guy that needed to step up because he's the heartbeat of that team. I'm serious when I say that. This guy played, are you ready? In this day and age, 2023, he played 162 games again. Can you look that up, Chinch? How many times has he played 162 games? Because I remember when he was with Toronto, Mark Shapiro used to tell me, this is the guy that you want to be your leader. This guy leads from the front. Leaders lead from the front. This guy leads from the front. Do not take me out of the game, Bruce Bochy. I want to play 162. I want to grind till the end and look at him in this postseason, bro. As soon as Garcia goes down, who steps up? Semien. Drives in 5 in game 4 and a couple big hits and the clinching home run in the 9th yesterday. I mean, those are the guys, man. Seager and Semien, good for you, Chris Young, for locking those guys in, doing your homework, knowing they're both leaders, knowing they're both grinders, knowing they have that old school mentality of, you ain't taking me out of the lineup. I'm playing 162. We're grinders here in Major League Baseball, and I'm going to grind.
How about this, dude? Since starting in 2019,
yeah.
And 2020 was COVID. He played 53 games that year. I think that's the max. In which case, 162 in 2019, 162 in 2021. They only had 161 games in 2022, but that was the most.
And he
And
played them all.
yes, and this year he
Dude.
played 162.
Chinch, do you know how hard that is?
That's
You
crazy.
do you know how freaking hard that is? I always tell guys, if you can play 150, that's incredible. I mean, so many things have to go right to play 162, but you play every night just to stay on the field, dude.
Yeah.
Just to stay on the field. And then mentally, the ups and the downs in the games, like you have to have that attitude of bring it on. You have to have that attitude of that failure's information. Like, you know what I mean? That like toughness, that resiliency. Like when the storms come, Marcus Semien gets tougher. Seriously.
Yeah.
And those are your best players, dude. And like I said, when I knew that he was that kind of guy, when Mark Shapiro told me that years ago, I've always been a huge fan of him. And just kudos, like I said, kudos to the Texas Rangers for unloading two huge contracts, the two biggest contracts in Texas Ranger history in the same offseason to two pillars of that organization. And guess what, dude? At the end of the day, it was all worth it. You ride those contracts out, however you ride them, you got a world title, first one in 52 years.
It's crazy. It's a great points there. And also, look, you don't need guys who played the game. Like it's been proven, you don't need them in your front office. But what's it like for a player to look up and go, oh, there's Chris Young. He's done this before. And then, hey, look who's standing behind him, who's always around the team. Oh, there's Michael Young, one of the best hitters in the last 35 years of baseball. Like, there's got to be a little extra trust factor for players to have those guys, up in the higher.
Dude, look at Bochy all year, as far as the way he worked the bullpen, as far as the way he worked. Look at last night, dude. Look at Eovaldi. Had traffic all night. Now he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 5 walks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if there wasn't a guy like Chris Young as a GM that's giving Bruce Bochy, dude, do it your way. We're gonna give you all the information, the analytics, but do it your way. We don't have necessarily a script. Sometimes you got to go by a feel.
Right.
If it was not evident in last night's game, then I don't know when it would ever be more evident. When Bruce Bochy, I was like, man, you don't see this nowadays. You don't see the manager leaving in a starter that's kind of, has, like I said, I think the only clean inning was the 6th, the 1, 2, 3. He had guys on base those first 5 innings the whole time and kind of kept letting them go out there. So it was just impressive, man.
Don't forget, while that's going on, while your guy's walking and getting in and out of trouble, your team has no hits at that point. You have
That's
no
right.
hits. No hits.
Right.
And your pitcher's out there, and there's jams and jams, and it seems like one run's just going to win the game, and they kept him in the game.
Kept him in the game.
He is a big time, like El Duque level playoff pitcher now. Like,
Eovaldi, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think.
Dude, you want to give him that's a guy. You talk about, we go back to 2018 in Boston when he pitched, in 7 innings, whatever it was, in relief, 6 innings in relief, no runs, and. But you look back at some of the moves Chris Young's made. We talked about Semien and Seager. Eovaldi was a big one too, man, and he was worth every penny for what he did just in the postseason.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, you got something out of Scherzer, and he hung in there. So Scherzer, obviously didn't have the season that you were hoping for, but he was there and he was on the mound and he was doing things. How about Jordan Montgomery? Like. Now going into his free agent season as a champ. I mean, look at that roster. The roster is extremely impressive.
Look at the guys. I mean, he obviously signed DeGrom and John Gray, which John Gray came in for a nice 3 innings of relief the other night, I think in game 4, pitched in game 3 or game 4. DeGrom goes down. Eovaldi's had an incredible first half, but then starts to scuffle a little bit. Right. And then, you bring in Scherzer, who was awesome. And who else did they bring in?
Well, you have enough depth that you can bring in
Montgomery. Montgomery. They brought in Montgomery and they brought in Chapman too.
Chapman's throwing in the 7th inning of some of these World Series games. The guy has closed in the World Series and won
Dude,
championships.
you got it.
Dude,
You got to give it to the Chris Young in that front office for just going. Every button they pushed was jackpot, 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 jackpot. And Chapman's big thing is, oh man, with big games he'll be all over the place. And no, he stepped up big time too. It's just the bullpen did great too. Leclerc at the end.
Yeah.
It's just it was a fun ride, man, for everybody to watch how good the Texas Rangers were, but to watch how they put that team together. Let's go.
Yeah, it's almost like now that it's over and you can look at that roster and say some of the things you're saying. You're like, you know what? They deserve to be there, and they pretty much deserve to win it. How about Will Smith, dude? He's won the World Series for 3 straight years. Reliever. Yeah, reliever Will Smith. So he's been what? Who was the Astros? No,
Braves, Astros,
and now. Can you imagine that?
For anybody out there next year, if you want to win a World Series, go get Will Smith. Go get Will Smith.
Yeah, get that Will Smith. Don't get the other one because the other guy will smack you around.
Dude, let's look really quick.
Some fun stats you were looking.
Yeah, some amazing stats. So first team to ever be 11-0 on the road. Obviously, that's incredible. They won every single road game. That's amazing. Eovaldi, really came through for the Rangers. He's one of 10 pitchers to start 6 games in a single postseason. That's pretty cool. And Zach Gallen is another of those 10. That's pretty cool. Wow. Kudos to Zach Gallen for the job he did last night too.
Absolutely. What else we got?
You see. The Rangers became the second team in postseason history to win a game in which they had no hits and no runs through 6 innings.
That's crazy.
Pretty incredible.
That's crazy.
With the World Series MVP award, Corey Seager joined some rarefied air. He's the 4th to win World Series MVPs along with ready for these names? Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson, and Reggie Jackson.
Holy moly.
Yeah, incredible.
And how about the fact that Seager's done this on multiple teams? His like, what did I say? Something like he's played in 76 postseason games. He's got 19 home runs. 19
That's incredible. Home runs. And big ones too. He's had some big ones.
Very big ones.
Incredible.
The other thing I was going to pull up here.
Also, Evan Carter, dude. Let's not forget about rookie Evan Carter. Talk about pulling the right string.
Forget about it.
Called him up in September. He was on base 30 times, the second most times reaching base safely before turning 22 in a postseason career behind Andrew Jones, who did it in 34 games.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Carly girl. It looks like he did it in 17 games, which is incredible. Yeah. All right, and then one more thing. With this fall classic, Bruce Bochy has now won 17 postseason rounds, breaking a tie at 16 with Tony La Russa for the second most behind postseason rounds, behind only your man Joe Torre.
Yeah, I love, and they keep going back in his press conference. He goes, "I didn't come out of retirement to lose. I came out of retirement to win." And
I love that.
That's cowboy type talk there. Yeah. He's older, right? It's not even
dude. He'd have been, if he stayed retired, he'd already be Cooper's been in a couple of years. Here's one thing about Boch too. He has won 4 World Series titles, one of 6 managers to reach that mark. You ready for the list? Casey Stengel, obviously the legendary Yankees manager back in the day. Joe McCarthy, Connie Mack, Walter Alston, and Joe Torre are the other guys.
Unbelievable.
So pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Who's going to win next year?
Jeez, I don't know. I haven't even thought about that yet, dude. I haven't even thought about whoever does really good in the off season.
Yeah. Well,
with some acquisitions. Hey, one other cool thing. 2 other cool things. Chris Young won the World Series with the 2015 Royals. He became the 3rd individual to win the World Series as a GM and as a player since at least 1950. Wow. Right. And then Marcus Semien, the Rangers homered. Thanks to Marcus Semien, the Rangers homered in 16 straight playoff games, extending the longest such streak in a single postseason. So they were pretty much breaking records in this postseason. The Rangers. So this is a historic team, Chinch. Historic
team. And by the way, I was joking kind of, but the storylines we will have this offseason, Shohei Ohtani. We've already said Juan Soto.
Where's he going? Where's Ohtani going?
I don't know, man. Mets, Red Sox, Yankees,
Dodgers.
Where's
Yamamoto going?
That's
Is
that
that it?
starting to get a lot of pop out there. That's the how they do that. It's a
Japanese ace.
Yeah. I mean, those guys that come from Japan, the pitchers especially, they prove that they're at least going to be good. Right?
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? Every one of them is going to be good.
Yeah.
You can get like a 12-10 guy minimum when you
Yeah.
sign one of those guys because they know how to pitch. And
They really do, man. They really do.
Yeah. All right. We got plenty of that stuff to talk about. Hey, I got to tell you one quick thing before we go. That's very important.
Yeah, yeah.
New Kids on a Block just already got tickets for next year. Paula Abdul is playing with them.
Oh, dude. 2 steps forward, I take 2 steps back. We come together because opposites attract. Remember that song?
Great song with
Incredible.
with the cat.
The Cat Scratch Fever or something.
DJ Scat Cat.
Scat Cat. So ridiculous.
Nice. All right.
So ridiculous.
One other thing, we have a very huge show tomorrow. You got to explain who's coming on.
Oh, yeah. We got a great show tomorrow. Oh, man. Our dear friend, Brian Johnson, who just wrote an incredible book that not even out yet. We have it early, some early copies. Comes out November 14th called Arte. He's our first ever repeat guest, right? Brian Johnson's the first ever repeat guest.
Absolutely.
So it's incredible. It's an incredible. He talks about his new book, talks about why he wrote it, and just has so many words of wisdom for all of us. It's incredible stuff. So tune in tomorrow for that awesome episode.
Yeah, and over the next couple of weeks, we might throw some guests out there. A couple guys.
Yeah.
Matt Castle on talking football.
Yeah, that'd be great. Craig Wolfley. Remember Craig Wolfley for the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day. I go, Wolf, you got to come on the podcast. So we're gonna get some guests on this offseason, no doubt about it. Chichi, before we go, I just want to give some love to Torey Lovello and the Diamondbacks.
Good point.
Hey, they no one expected them to be where they were, but they did, and Torey did, and Zach Allen's effort, 6 innings last night, no hits until they've kind of broke through. Seager had that hit to left, and they got a couple hits, but you've got to tip your cap to that whole team and the Arizona Diamondbacks and that fan base, and what they did this year was incredible. Yeah, so kudos to those guys, man. Agreed. Just because we lost in 2006, it's crushing to you, but you still want to be remembered. Like, you want to remember how hard it is to get to the World Series. So many things have to go right. So many guys have to play well. You have to have career moments. You have to get hot at the right time. And the Diamondbacks should look back at this season and say, that was incredible.
Yeah, and if anything, they're one of my favorite teams in the league right now because they play the game the way I grew up loving baseball. They brought back we're running, we're stealing. They had a sack punt last night. It didn't work out for them, but hey, runners on first and second, no out, put the ball down. Runners on second and third. That won them a few games in the series. They run all over the base paths. Just they're the type of team that you really want to teach. You have little kids, watch them play. Watch Torey Lovello's team play baseball. I think you're going to learn a lot, right?
I agree, dude. That's if you're learning the game of baseball and you want to learn it, to play it right. He took this personnel and got the most out of them.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what do you got going on today?
What do I got going on today? About to talk to my man Michael DeSanti in a little bit. We're gonna have he'll be a repeat guest this offseason.
Yeah. You were on
dude,
Rome yesterday. That was fun.
What? Oh yeah. Oh dude, Romy's the best. That was a great call on Jim Rome yesterday. One of my favorite guys, dude. Jim Romy's the best. Yep. Love going into the jungle. And then I put out. Hang on a second. Sorry, I got a bug. I had a frog in my throat. I put out all the candy yesterday for the UPS guys. It was so funny. I had the Ring camera on. So UPS guy comes, grabs, because I told you I got the king size candy bars. Yeah. Guy comes over, grabs like a Kit Kat. He walks away, comes back. He walks down the thing. He's like, I don't think he realized they were king size. He comes back, grabs like 7 more. I go, I wanted to get on the Ring camera. You could talk on the Ring camera. Like, take as many as you want, bro. Take as many as you want. Take them all.
That's hysterical. Oh man, you probably still have some left though, right? Have you had a Snickers yet? Have you had some?
No, I haven't had a Snickers. I haven't had a Snickers, but there's so many candy bars out there. It's ridiculous. Hey, Chinch, give me some advice really quick. What would you, I got Macy. She can't stop jumping on the new couches, trying to get her to her bed in the corner. What do I got to do? What would you do?
You got to make the bed the place. Well, okay, let's do this. Can she see the entire room when she's in that corner? Because if she can't, maybe she doesn't want to lay there because she doesn't have her eyes on everybody.
Now I got to break her down like how she's thinking? I got to actually break down what my dog's thinking?
I'm saying if they can't see the whole room, they don't like to go into an area where they can't see their owners and stuff. So maybe you need to move the bed into like another little spot.
Okay.
All
right.
One option.
That might be an option.
The other option is have like a little
Treats.
a little treat or something. Be like, go to your bed. When they lay down when she lays down in bed, she gets a treat.
That's what I did this morning. I put the treats out there this morning. So, I'm trying to reward. I don't want to like punish people. I want to, for good behavior, I want rewards.
Now,
who doesn't want to rewards?
Was she allowed to lay on the last couch? That was
yes, that's the problem. That's the problem. And I found her this morning. I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? You're snuggled up in the corners on the good blanket. I'm like, what are we doing here? I don't mind her being on the couch, but it is one thing. Like the other day, I go to Carly's volleyball game. I mean, I guess I'd sat in Macy's hair, and my buddy's like, dude, you just sitting in some dog hair? I got dog hair all on my back. It's down my pants.
You look like a Wookiee.
I look like Chewbacca. Incredible. So,
I hear you.
all right. Well, I'm gonna lock it in today. I'll give her a bunch of treats.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. All right, Chinchy.
Love you, man.
Love you, brother. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, enjoy Brian Johnson tomorrow. Let's go. It can be incredible. Tune in.